I got to start recording. I'm going to say they're between 5 and 10 minutes, and I don't start the, like, it's not a timer, it's just a clock I have to keep track of myself, but that doesn't start till the reading starts, so it's pretty cool. Okay, so this Vern person, I love this. He says he's a primary guardian angel for you. Listen, I am cold from head to toe right now. He's telling me that he passes from something, medical, some underlying medical thing. Sorry, I had to adjust my camera, so your recording doesn't look a little funky. So he's telling me he passed from something medical. He's talking about cold hands. He gives me my classic science symbol for Cancer. He says that he's your primary guardian angel. I feel he's like a father figure to you, but I think it's one of those, like, puts a wing around you, like he was a father even when he didn't have to be one, or he was someone that's in your life that didn't even have to be in there. And then he says he had a hard time communicating at the end of his life, or maybe we didn't get a chance to say goodbye, but I just feel like he had a hard time communicating. It just went down so quickly. I will write that didn't get a chance to say goodbye, because I feel like because of the inability to communicate or how quickly it went, I feel like it's just not good enough for you. The goodbye wasn't. So let me know if this is resonating so far. I can get pretty carried away, and then other spirits can jump on in, so I have to kind of just make sure I'm talking to the right person. Okay, she goes, yes, 100% cool beans. So I'm just going to keep going. Okay, and so we also get that they had a hard time walking, getting around. So it almost seems like some sort of decline. And then another thing that I'd like to say here is I want to write my classic thank you, because this means that someone maybe like helped take care of them toward the end. So, and then I feel like a frustration when I say that. Like, so I almost want to be like, what you're hanging on to is like, I just couldn't be there. I couldn't visit. I just I couldn't, like, you're running and there's the resistance and that's what hurts type of thing. So let me know how this resonates for you. Also, I'm going to make sure that you can see this on the camera here, but these are all the signs and symbols. And on your guys' replays and your recordings, you will actually see me do all the writing in real time. So you'll see how genuine it is. It's awesome. Whew, your name was not called yet. Not yet, not yet. We're on the very first person. So I'm very excited to see, because I feel like he came through and gave a lot. Like, he was ready. So, and then he says you have something of his in honor of his memory. I feel like I'm in a tunnel right now when I'm talking. So maybe you even have something of his with you. How did he end up passing? I would love to know. She goes, and yes it is, and I couldn't be there. And she goes, yes I do. And I'm like, I love how you're like calling him in. And I was like, I know. And listen, you'll see this on your recording, of course, that's uploaded to YouTube. But I even wrote and I circled that you have something of his with you, which I think is really incredible. Like, he knows, like, whatever you have of his with you right now, whatever you brought to this reading, hoping that it was going to be extra potent, okay? He's literally with you, and sees it and acknowledges you. That's like standing right in front of, it's like standing right in front of somebody, Okay, so he had a biopsy, and it was an unexpected passing. Okay, so he talks about this underlying medical thing. So basically, whatever it is he keeps talking about an inability to communicate. What was he getting a biopsy for? Or did he just pass during the biopsy? Oh, he makes me feel like my whole body is like cramping up. Feels good to be able to pop everything, though, that's for sure. I bet you guys hear me do that a lot, don't you? My bad. My bad, everybody. Boop, boop. Okay. Forgot to check my microphone before I went live, but everything is good. He passed during the biopsy? Hold on, I think that's my dog. Give me 1 second. Sorry. Let the Amazon guy do what he needs to do. I'm waiting on a package. I'm waiting on those purple envelopes. Remember when I told you guys you could email me for some free merch? Well, that project led to getting pretty lavender pouches for your free merch. So that'll be here today, and I'll be mailing it out this weekend. Just like right now. Okay. She said, yes, he passed during a biopsy, and we had strained communication. And literally, I'm going to show the camera first because I think that's amazing. He had circled the communication or an inability to communicate. And she said that resonates with her. It was a strained relationship at the end, and they had strained amount of communication. So you said he is your father figure, right? Because then that makes that accurate for being able, okay. And he goes, well, we have the same stubborn personality, he says, and he says it to me just like that too. Okay, so then cold hands means he did pass from something medically. What did he go in for the biopsy for? I guess I just like, it sounds like a surgery type of thing to me, but sometimes I can be a little ignorant when it comes to all the possible ways that people can pass. There's so many, but biopsy seems like they're removing something. What was it that ended up happening? He passed during the biopsy. He says, I knew it. Someone was taking care of him before he passed, or was doing. It's almost like when we expose something, I feel like we open something up and we're like, wow, I'm very surprised by this. So I feel like during this biopsy, for whatever it is, we open this person up, or whatever, a biopsy, we go in and it's actually not the correct thing, or it's just something new or different that surprises us. And your grandmother did take care of him, and it's something new and different. Like, let's say you do it to, like, and I haven't gotten it defined, but just going off what I think I know, I feel like you go to remove something, but you're like, you know what, hi Taylor, but you go, you know what, let's just put this back together. It's a little, oh goodness, okay? And so I feel like it's something where it was like he knew it was going to happen because he felt it. He's like, it's destined to do it. I had a dream prior to that. I don't know why he's saying this for you to know, but he's saying okay, hold on. He had cancer of the stomach. Okay, yeah. Okay, so then this medical sign symbol where he put cancer, I even said that. He had cancer of the stomach. There we go. There's that medical issue. There's that sign symbol for cancer. He had an issue. He had cancer of the stomach. They went in for a biopsy. He passed. Okay, and then grandma was taking care of him, how he ended up passing. And then you have that thing he called you out for having in your physical possession. Then you had a strained communication and you didn't get a chance to say goodbye. He says that you both have a very stubborn personality. And he goes, well, hold on. He says, like, well, if you're willing to listen, I sure am trying to talk to you. And he says that it's like, he's going to be a difficult one to feel. So you probably had a couple dreams of him since you've ended up passing, okay? You probably had a couple dreams of him since he's ended up passing. Oh, holy crap, I'm getting someone else. Hold on. And then, just really quick before we jump to the next person, but you have a male over there. He seems a little older as a primary guardian angel, so I'd put Vern as secondary. And then this other male says that he declined in stages medically, just very clear stages. And then he tells me that he just gives me a sign symbol that he served at some point in his life. And then she said, yes, I do dream of him. Hello, Alyssa. How are you? All right. Wow. And then you have two people that came through. All right. Love you.